That's halfway across the lake.
Right down the flag. And hit it. Yeah, that's coming.
Golf, a sport of calm precision, or so they say. But let's be real, one moment it's peaceful, the next someone's snapping a club or tossing it into a lake. And honestly, isn't that chaos what makes it so addictively entertaining? Buckle up, because golf is anything but boring. Firstly, we have the flying club Fiasco.
22.
Okay, let me paint you a picture. A golfer lines up their shot, full of hope and maybe a little overconfidence. They swing with all their might, expecting that perfect arc. And then, disaster.
Cold. Water.
The ball veers off into the lake, probably heading for a new zip code, and you can see it on their face. That simmering frustration boils over, and the next thing you know, the club is soaring majestically through the air like it's auditioning for a role in Top Gun. One of the most unforgettable moments in golf history was when a pro lost it so badly they hurled their club straight into a lake. And not just a gentle toss. This thing flew halfway across the water like it was trying to escape. Imagine being that mad. The worst part, they had to finish the round without that club. Talk about awkward. But honestly, can you blame them?
The club as well. That's halfway across the lake.
Golf has a way of testing your patience like nothing else. You spend all that time and energy trying to perfect your swing, and then the universe just laughs in your face. Sometimes throwing the club feels like the only logical move. Sure, it's not the most mature response, but hey, we've all had those moments. Next is the endless bunker struggle.
Look how far left he's aiming now.
Oh, look. Yeah.
Let's talk about sand traps. You know, those innocent looking patches of sand that somehow turn into quicksand for golf balls. Now, imagine being stuck in one of those bunkers. You take your first shot, hoping to gracefully loft the ball back onto the fairway, but nope, it barely moves. So, you try again and again. By the fifth attempt, the ball moved but did not hit the point. The golfer's pride is buried in there too.
Oh my goodness. Well, this one's on.
There's something so hilariously painful about watching someone try and fail to escape a bunker. You can see their frustration grow with every swing. They're muttering under their breath, probably cursing the day they ever picked up a golf club. At some point, it stops being about the game and becomes a personal battle. It's them versus the sand. Honestly, bunkers feel like a cruel joke. They just sit there waiting for an unsuspecting ball to roll in, and once it does, good luck getting out. You've got to wonder if golf course designers have a wicked sense of humor. And the best part, everyone watching knows exactly how it feels to be trapped like that. On number 3, there's this missed tap-in tragedy.
Exactly what took place. This was his first putt.
Okay, so here's the thing about golf. Sometimes it's not the big fancy swings that mess you up, it's the tiny ones. Imagine this. A golfer sets up for a tap-in putt. It's so close that even a toddler with a toy golf club could probably make it. But then, somehow, against all odds, they miss.
From just about 4 feet or so, guys.
And that's for par.
You're watching, thinking, that didn't just happen, right? But oh, it gets worse. They try again, and somehow miss again. By this point, it's not even about the shot anymore. It's a full-on mental breakdown unfolding in real time.
This is 2. Just a little bit of a pull. All right, happens to the best of us.
You can almost hear their inner thoughts screaming, am I even human? How did this happen? It's like their brain and body suddenly stop communicating, and the club becomes some alien object they've never held before. And honestly, it's kind of hilarious. You feel bad for laughing, but come on, how can you not?
Something I have done.
I've never done this more than a couple times.
The thing about these moments is they're so painfully relatable. We've all had those days where something that should have been easy just goes catastrophically wrong. And sure, the stakes aren't as high for us as they are for these golfers, but still. Watching someone go through that on live TV, it's tragic, it's funny, and it's peak golf drama. You hate to see it, but you also kind of love it. On number 4, we have the Divot Disaster.
Left for bogey to the 11.
Brooks Koepka also going with driver.
Oh man, this one is a classic. You know those moments where a golfer swings like they're trying to launch the ball into orbit, but instead of a soaring shot, you see a huge chunk of turf go flying while the ball stays pretty much right where it started. It's like the earth decided to fight back. Honestly, the divot left behind looks more like a meteor crater than anything else. And the best part? The golfer's face after it happens. It's this mix of embarrassment and disbelief, like they're trying to process how they just turned a golf course into a construction site. If you've ever played golf, you know that sinking feeling all too well. It's like the ground betrayed you, even though deep down, you know it's your fault.
Heavy air and he is unhappy.
But hey, maybe the groundskeeper appreciates the extra landscaping work, right? At least you're leaving your mark, literally. Still, it's hard not to laugh when you see a pro golfer pull a move like this. Since you've made it this far, you clearly love golf, so don't miss out on our future videos. Hit that subscribe button now. Speaking of love for the game, we can't forget the iconic water hazard meltdown.
He is 6 over. He needs some final hole magic to make the weekend.
Water hazards. They're like the ultimate troll in golf. Picture this. A golfer sets up their shot, aiming to clear the water like a pro. They swing, the ball takes off, and splash, straight into the water. It's heartbreaking, sure, but also a little funny. And if that wasn't bad enough, some golfers decide, you know what? If the ball's going in, the club might as well join it.
And that is aggressively at the flag. It's got to hold.
There's a certain poetic drama to seeing a golf club follow a ball into the water. One iconic moment had a pro golfer fling their club into the lake with such force, it looked like they were trying to skip rocks. The spectators, equal parts shocked and amused. The caddy, probably dying inside. And the golfer, well, they were left to finish the round with one less club and a lot more embarrassment. Let's be real, water hazards are the stuff of nightmares. They just sit there, all shiny and innocent, waiting to swallow golf balls whole.
And he snapped his club.
It's like they're silently mocking you. And the worst part? There's no way to recover gracefully. Which brings us to the sarcastic outburst.
Yeah, it's the only saving grace. You can get to the back of the ball.
Now, sarcasm and sports don't usually go hand in hand, but golf? Golf is a whole different story. Picture this. A golfer hits a terrible shot. Maybe it veers off into the rough or lands in a bunker. Instead of losing their temper, they mutter something like, "Great, just what I needed." You can tell they're this close to losing it, but instead, they channel all their frustration into dry humor. It's honestly kind of brilliant. Yelling and breaking stuff takes too much energy. Sarcasm, on the other hand, is effortless. It's their way of saying, I'm fine.
Confused with easy from there.
Everything's fine, even though we all know they're dying a little inside. One time a player was caught on mic saying, well, that's perfect, after their ball ended up in some impossible spot. And you know what? It's kind of relatable. We've all been there. Sometimes things go so wrong that all you can do is laugh and make a snarky comment. Golfers might be pros, but moments like these prove they're just like us, sarcastic and barely holding it together. And this one was so frustrating, leading to nowhere. There's a certain confidence that comes with lining up a shot you think is a sure thing. The golfer had that confidence, a calm precision that said, I've got this. The shot was meant to be easy, a straightforward path to the flag. But as the ball soared through the air, it became painfully clear that things weren't going as planned. The trajectory was all wrong, and the frustration bubbled over. You could see it in the way he muttered curses under his breath, half at himself and half at the universe for betraying him. It ricocheted high into the air and landed on a hillside, far from salvation. From there, it was hopeless. No angle, no chance, no mercy. The next move? A desperate attempt to pitch the ball toward the front edge of the green, knowing full well it was a long shot. You could feel the weight of the moment, a mix of disbelief and resignation. Golf might be a game of skill, but sometimes it's just plain cruel. And in moments like this, it doesn't just test your talent, it tests your patience. And how can we skip this so close agony? This one hurts to even think about. Imagine hitting the most beautiful shot of your life. The ball is gliding through the air, headed straight for the hole. You're already imagining the applause, maybe even planning your victory fist pump. And then it stops. Not in the hole, not even close enough to roll in on its own. Nope, it's just sitting there, an inch short. That's it. Game over. You can see it on the golfer's face, the mixture of disbelief and heartbreak. They're standing there staring at the ball like it betrayed them. It's almost like they're trying to will it into moving with sheer force of emotion. But nope, the ball isn't going anywhere, and neither is that sinking feeling of what could have been.
Yeah, oh, I see. That's when it all happens.
Golf is literally a game of inches, and those inches are brutal. It's the kind of moment that makes you want to run onto the course and give the ball a little nudge just to make it fair. But alas, rules are rules. Watching this happen is equal parts tragic and hilarious. You feel bad, but at the same time, you're like, hey, at least it wasn't me. Golf, man, it's a heartbreaker. And we saved the best one for the last, the Club-Snapping Showdown.
Peter struggled yesterday.
Oh, now this one's a classic. You know things have gone completely off the rails when a golfer decides to break their club in half. It usually happens after a particularly bad shot, one of those moments where you can see their patience snap right along with the club. The sound echoes across the course, and for a second, everyone just kind of freezes. It's both shocking and weirdly satisfying to watch. But here's the thing, do they ever think about how much those clubs cost? Golf isn't exactly a cheap hobby, and snapping a club isn't going to make the next shot any easier. You can almost imagine them regretting it a split second later. Like, did I really just do that? Yep, I did. And let's not even get started on the caddy, who's probably thinking, great, now I have to carry this broken thing around. As dramatic as it is, you kinda get it. Golf has a way of pushing people to their limits, and sometimes you just need to let it out. But maybe next time, they could scream into the void or take a deep breath instead of turning their club into firewood. Just saying, it might save them some money. Which of these frustrating golf moments hit home for you?